Also playing defense, the famed future Hall of Fame pitcher Roger Clemens comes out throwing heat on the subject of steroids. From New Hampshire, NBC Nightly News begins now.
This is NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
And good evening from Manchester, New Hampshire, where the voters of this state have the ability to make or break the hopes and dreams of several candidates for president. This is the home stretch for both political parties in this fiercely independent state. It's just the second contest of this election season, but because of the wide-open campaign underway for so many months, it feels already like the end of a long road. The candidates are tired, under great stress. This is when desperation can seep into the process. It seemed like it was all on display here in New Hampshire today. We spent a good part of this day behind the scenes with Senator Barack Obama, the new front-runner going non-stop across this state today. We'll have a full report on that a bit later on. Our NBC News political team is deployed throughout this state tonight. We begin with the race for the Democratic nomination and NBC's Andrea Mitchell. Andrea, good evening.
Good evening from a Hillary Clinton rally, a noisy rally, confronted by the surge of support for Barack Obama. The Clinton campaign is trying to survive New Hampshire, get by New Hampshire, and then regroup for the primaries still to come.
And so wonderful.
Clearly showing the strain this morning, Hillary Clinton was right on the edge when a woman asked how she stays so upbeat.
It's not easy. It's not easy. And I couldn't do it if I just didn't, passionately believe it was the right thing to do. I have so many opportunities from this country. I just don't want to see us fall backwards. So, this is very personal for me. It's not just political. It's not just public. I see what's happening, and we have to reverse it. And some people think elections are a game. They think it's like who's up or who's down. It's about our country. It's about our kids' futures. And it's really about all of us together.
But the woman known for her steely resolve quickly recovered to again challenge Barack Obama.
But some of us are right and some of us are wrong. Some of us are ready and some of us are not.
Her husband, who has been blaming the press for her problems, has a new explanation.
I can't make her younger, taller, male. There's lots of things I can't do.
As she falls behind in the polls,
I do. I'm at your meeting here.
the Clintons have taken control of campaign strategy, coordinating nonstop attacks on Obama.
I love you.
But with the shift in momentum, money has dried up. Today, Bill Clinton sent out this automated fundraising appeal and permitted cameras to follow Chelsea for the first time.
Hi, this is Chelsea Clinton. It's really me.
To reach women voters who are deserting her for Obama, Hillary Clinton sat down with Access Hollywood's Maria Menounos.
You're alone on a Saturday.
Right.
You don't have any work to do. What do you do?
I find like cleaning closets and drawers to be extremely gratifying.
Contributing to Clinton's problem, John Edwards, campaigning through the night, now also portraying Clinton as status quo, not change.
I think that voters in New Hampshire are looking for someone who is independent of these entrenched moneyed interests.
And launching a new television ad today.
I may be an underdog in this campaign, running against two candidates with $200 million between them.
Enjoying his new frontrunner status, Barack Obama, despite a sore throat, says NBC's Lee Cowan.
The crowds have actually gotten so big now that Barack Obama is starting to do two speeches in one location. He does the planned one inside, and then he also comes and talks to the crowd of people outside who can't get in. As the campaign said, this is not a time when you want to turn away any potential voter.
I promise you this, we will not just repair America, we can repair the world.
And as you can see, Hillary Clinton is about to be introduced here at this rally, working again late into the night, hoping to get past New Hampshire to Super Tuesday, the big states, where she hopes she will do better. Back to you, Brian.
Andrea Mitchell at a Clinton rally in Salem, New Hampshire tonight. Now to the Republican race. Coming off 2 televised debates in 2 days' time, it has largely come down to 2 men vying for the victory there. David Gregory is at a Romney rally tonight in Bedford, New Hampshire. David.
And Brian, this is a tight showdown between Governor Mitt Romney and John McCain. This showdown has gotten personal. Now both campaigns say this result here in New Hampshire will come down to one thing: who shows up to vote.
Take in. This is a to-do list we've been talking about for years.
In Nashua today, Mitt Romney showed off a big to-do list for the White House.
I'm going to Washington, if you help me get there, to change things.
But he's got to get past Arizona Senator John McCain first.
One of my opponents not long ago said you don't need foreign policy experience. My friends, look at the world. Look at the world and see if you need that kind of experience to make the kind of judgments that are necessary.
Despite McCain's edge in the polls, Romney told NBC News he would fare better in the general election if Barack Obama is the nominee.
Mine is a message of change, saying that an insider will never turn Washington inside out. And there's no way that John McCain can stand up to Barack Obama. That's just not going to be a fair fight.
When he campaigned for you, you said John McCain has always stood for reform and change.
Yeah, he does. He does stand for reform and change, and he's had his chance to bring it. It's time to give somebody else a chance.
Today's closing arguments come after days of a bitter back and forth between the two. TV ads.
John McCain has been one of those Republicans that have been wrong on tax cuts.
And talking points. McCain accused Romney of flip-flopping on the big issues.
I just want to say to Governor Romney, we disagree on a lot of issues, but I agree you are the candidate of change.
NBC's Ron Allen is covering the Romney campaign.
It's been described as a death match because there's so much at stake here. Both McCain and Romney desperately want to win. And the attacks back and forth have been beyond just business, I think. It's gotten somewhat personal.
McCain's trump card in New Hampshire, independent voters. Romney is counting on turning out the Republican base.
He's making ideological arguments on taxes and immigration that is likely to have more impact among core Republican voters than it will among independents, although there are even some conservative independents, I think, that he's hoping to peel away with those arguments.
New Hampshire is considered must-win for both Mitt Romney and John McCain, but Governor Romney told us today no matter what the result here, his campaign will not end here. Brian?
David Gregory covering this Republican race in Bedford for us tonight. David, thanks. And now to our day with Senator Obama. He rocketed out of Iowa and into New Hampshire, and this morning woke up to a poll showing a comfortable lead here over Senator Clinton. After a night in a motel with no hot water and after very little sleep, it was off to his first of 6 campaign events. That meant onto the bus that is his traveling home.
Better.
His handshake is firm, but his voice is not. Barack Obama saw a doctor for his ragged throat last night.
What was the doctor's recommendation?
Shut up.
The doc ordered him to drink tea and stop talking. He followed exactly half that advice. On the bus ride along the snowy road to Lebanon, New Hampshire, I showed him this week's Newsweek, hot off the presses.
How does this feel of all the honors that have come your way, all the publicity?
Well, I have not seen this, so it's quite something. You know,
Who's it make you think of? Is there a loved one?
You know, it makes me think of my mom, and the fact that, you know, she's not around to see it. I think she would have been. You know, proud, and she would have cried, and, you know, that's how she used to deal with stuff like this. Her chin would tremble, and she would get all weepy. But, you know, we have obviously started something. Now we've got to finish it.
The Obama crowds are large and energized. They also tend to be young. Arriving in Lebanon, we discovered hundreds waiting in the cold, turned away at the capacity event, so he went to them.
That's why you're here, and in one day's time, we can stand up for change that all of us can believe in.
How's that feel?
Nice.
And that's the overflow crowd?
That's the overflow crowd.
Okay. Inside, before the speech, he called the opposition leader in Kenya, his father's homeland, where Obama's cooperating with the U.S. State Department and trying to stem the violence. Later, talk about the campaign is interrupted when he's needed inside.
See what works with us.
In his stump speech, he now says we instead of I. The implication, what happened in Iowa was the start of a movement.
So there's something going on out there, Lebanon. There's something stirring in the air. You can feel it.
After the event, backstage, we talk about the campaign. So many discussions of you come back around to the ugly topic of personal safety. Is it an issue that's ever present in your life and in your marriage and your relationships?
Well, it's not something that I think about on a day-to-day basis. Now, I have a Secret Service detail at this point. Big guys who are packing around you at all times. You know, but it's not something that I am thinking about on an ongoing basis.
If some wish to define you largely by race, using titles or labels like first African American victor in the Iowa caucuses, and that's not necessarily how you see yourself, how do you reconcile the two?
Well, look, I don't think they're contradictory. There's no doubt that there will be people who draw conclusions about my victory in Iowa that are positive. They say, look, this is a sign of the progress the country's made. There will be, you know, black kids across the country who look and say, wow, you know, he did something. But ultimately, that's not what's going to win me the presidency, right? I mean, people can feel good, but if they don't think I can deliver on health care reform, if they don't think I can keep them safe, if I don't think that I can do something to shore up the economy and deliver good jobs at good wages, then you know, I'll be a nice footnote in the history of presidential politics.
Barack Obama's day ends with a rally tonight at 11 p.m., time to coincide with the start of the local newscasts in Boston and throughout New England. It was a long day's journey in tonight. There's much more, including the full interview. That's on our website at nightly.msnbc.com. Watching all of this is my partner, Tim Russert, our Washington bureau chief, now in residence here in our temporary Manchester bureau. Tim, a tough question for you. Where do you think this race stands right now as we sit here tonight, and what to look for tomorrow?
All the candidates' tracks, public polls show Obama up considerably. Brian, independents make up 45% of the voters in this state. If they vote overwhelmingly for Obama, he will have a very significant victory. And the momentum and the money that comes from that will be huge. And the endorsement of the Culinary Workers Union, remember those words, they will make Nevada, a week from Saturday, the next caucus, almost a lock in terms of winning. On the Republican side, John McCain's worst enemy is Barack Obama. Because if Obama takes the independent vote, it's the same voters he needs to beat Mitt Romney in the Republican primary. Independence, independence, independence. That's what we have to watch for tomorrow night.
And we'll look at it all when you're back with us tomorrow night. Tim, thanks for being here.
Look forward.
We learned today of a tense encounter involving 3 U.S. Navy ships in the Persian Gulf over the weekend. Pentagon says 5 Iranian gunboats harassed the ships in the Straits of Hormuz off the Iranian coast, including a threat to use explosives in the confrontation. Pentagon described the incident as, quote, careless, reckless, and potentially hostile. A spokesman for Iran downplayed the incident. When Nightly News continues from our election headquarters here in Manchester, New Hampshire, tonight's powerful response from power pitcher Roger Clemens. It's about steroid accusations. And later, what they're now saying is good for the heart. Question is, how much?
I've never hiked the Grand Canyon. I've never biked across America. I've never won a marathon. Yet. My dream is to do extraordinary things every day.
The new 2008 Lincoln MKZ. So agile, so responsive, it can take on any challenge.
When it comes to protecting my skin, I wish I knew then what I know now.
Aveeno Positively Radiant Moisturizer with Total Soy is proven to visibly reduce past damage, while SPF 30 Complex protects longer against future damage from UV rays. Aveeno Positively Radiant.
You know, I'm really glad we finally decided to see where Raisin Bran Crunch is made.
This trip is way overdue.
I just can't wait to see all those crunchy flakes in action.
I hope I get a chance to put 2 scoops of raisins in some boxes. You know what'll really get us in the spirit? 99 boxes of Raisin Bran Crunch. If you're nice to me, I'll share some with you. You take one down. We'll pass it around. 98 boxes of Raisin Bran Crunch.
Raisins, flakes, and honey oat clusters. They're quite a trio.
Raisin Bran Crunch.
From Kellogg.
This is the way Afrin gets rid of your congestion.
You're like this. You use Afrin once,
And you're like this all day. Nothing relieves congestion better.
so why suffer?
When there's the 12-hour relief of Afrin. Amazing.
Fidelity is America's #1 IRA choice. It's because we give you free investment help. We don't charge IRA account fees. And we have more 4- and 5-star funds than any other company, all with no loads. Get your Fidelity IRA today. Come in or call 1-800-FIDELITY.
Every weeknight, Keith names his worst person in the world.
You're our winner.
With fiends like these, who needs frenemies? Countdown with Keith Olbermann, MSNBC tonight.
Here in New Hampshire on the eve of this primary, it is tempting to think right about now that politics is the national pastime. In fact, that title belongs, as it always has, to baseball. But allegations of steroid use have put that sport under a cloud of late, along with one of its biggest stars. One of them cried foul today. Pitching ace Roger Clemens trying to clear his name in court and in public. NBC's Rahima Ellis has the latest.
Late this afternoon, a defiant Roger Clemens made a surprise pitch in his battle to save his reputation as one of baseball's best.
This is not about records and heroes and numbers.
Clemens released an audio tape of a conversation he had last Friday with his former personal trainer, Brian McNamee, the man who claims in the Mitchell report he injected Clemens with steroids and human growth hormone.
I just don't know why you did it. I mean, I just can't, like I said, everybody asks me about you, and I tell them I treat you like I treat anybody else in the world. And I think you know that. Treat you just like anybody else.
No, you treated me better. You treated me like family.
All this comes one day after the 7-time Cy Young Award winner filed a lawsuit against McNamee for defamation of character. In an interview with 60 Minutes that aired yesterday, an angry Clemens insisted McNamee's claims were false.
It never happened. Never happened.
What did McNamee gain by lying?
Evidently not going to jail.
Jail time for what?
Well, I think he's been buying and moving steroids.
The question now is, what will Clemens say in 9 days when he and McNamee are expected to go before a congressional committee and testify under oath?
His option, I guess, is to continue to deny and hope for the best. We hope there's no other corroborating evidence.
This is a brilliant strategy by Roger Clemens. He's filed a lawsuit, and he can say, listen, I'd love to talk, but I just can't because I've got pending litigation.
But before Congress sits to judge Clemens, some fans already have.
I think he's lying. I think he took it, and now he's just trying to get out of it.
He's Roger Clemens. He's too good to take steroids.
Tonight, an emphatic Roger Clemens fighting not for baseball accolades.
I don't need the Hall of Fame to justify that I put my butt on the line and I worked my tail off.
Fighting instead, he says, to prove he's innocent. Rahima Ellis, NBC News, New York.
When we come back, we'll hear audio tape of what the Supreme Court had to say today about the emotional topic of capital punishment.
If you have a history of smoking and breathing problems, it could be COPD, which includes chronic bronchitis, emphysema, or both. Discover Spiriva, the only once-daily inhaled maintenance prescription that treats both forms of COPD. Spiriva significantly improves lung function to help you breathe better for a full 24 hours, and it's not a steroid. Spiriva is not a rescue inhaler. Tell your doctor about your medicines, even eye drops, and illnesses like glaucoma and urinary or prostate problems. These may worsen with Spiriva. The most common side effect is dry mouth. Others include constipation and problems passing urine. In the event your breathing suddenly worsens, your throat or tongue swells, you get hives, vision changes, or eye pain, stop taking Spiriva and call your doctor. Spiriva is one of many treatment options to consider with your doctor. So make a habit of breathing better with Spiriva.
Bayer is helping to make life with diabetes simpler.
That's why my meter is a Contour from Bayer. It has everything I need, and it's simple because there's no coding.
How can you make your life with diabetes less complicated? Simply Bayer.
In the morning, it's all about get in, get out, and get going. Men's Rogaine foam won't change that plan. It's the first and only foam that regrows hair. It goes on easily, dries quickly. Men's Rogaine foam. Use it or lose it.
It's a big world, and it's my job to shrink it. I'm a model maker. We shrink buildings, we shrink landscapes. I make it really small. So when my doctor said that my going and going was because of an enlarging prostate, I said, how can we bring it down to size? He said, Avodart. He said, Avodart's different because over time, it actually shrinks the prostate and improves urinary symptoms over the long term. Other medicines don't treat the cause because they don't shrink the prostate.
Avodart is for men only. Women should not take or handle Avodart due to risk of a specific birth defect. Tell your doctor if you have liver disease. Rarely sexual side effects, swelling, or tenderness of the breasts can occur. Only your doctor can determine if your symptoms are from an enlarged prostate and not prostate cancer. So have regular prostate exams. Ask your doctor about Avodart today. It's your growing problem. It's our job to shrink it. Avodart.
We're back here in New Hampshire. In Washington today, the Supreme Court took up one of the most common form of execution in this country, lethal injection. At issue here is whether or not it constitutes cruel or unusual punishment. Our Justice correspondent Pete Williams was there.
Nearly 1,000 times in the past 3 decades, condemned inmates have been put to death with a sequence of 3 chemicals. But opponents of the lethal injection system say if the first drug to cause unconsciousness is not given properly, the inmate is awake but paralyzed, feeling intense pain but unable to cry out.
A paralyzed inmate who is actually awake is suffering an excruciating death.
Lawyers for 2 Kentucky men sentenced to die today urged the Supreme Court to declare the system so cruel that it's unconstitutional. The justices seemed skeptical.
There's a risk of human error generally where you're talking about the death penalty. But the question here is, can we say that there's a more serious problem here than with other execution methods?
We have approved electrocution. We have approved death by firing squad. I expect both of those have more possibilities of painful death than the protocol here.
Kentucky's lawyer said serious mistakes are rare.
Those are attributable to obvious human error against which we have adequate safeguards in place.
The justices seemed unwilling to strike down the system for lethal injection, in part because they were apparently unconvinced there's a better alternative. Pete Williams, NBC News at the Supreme Court.
I'm Michael Oku in Los Angeles. Another ripple effect of the ongoing television writers' strike. Sunday's scheduled Golden Globes Awards ceremony will not go on as planned. Instead, the show's organizers, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, said today the 25 winners will be announced during an hour-long press conference to be covered live on NBC News. Golden Globe producers took this unusual step after facing the possibility that actors would boycott the ceremony rather than cross picket lines. Brian Williams will be back with more nightly news from New Hampshire right after this.
Disciplined investing. At T. Rowe Price, it's not just about the short term. It's about a steady, long-term approach. For each 3, 5, and 10-year period, over 70% of our mutual funds beat their Lipper average. Low-cost mutual funds from T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a complete prospectus or profile with investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information to read and consider carefully before investing.
Have you heard about Miralax?
It's a different kind of laxative that's kind to your body.
Miralax relieves constipation with no bloating.
No cramping.
And now, no prescription.
Restore your body's natural rhythm with Miralax.
You know what's the best part of a Lunesta night? The way you feel the next morning. Non-narcotic Lunesta can give you 7 to 8 beautiful, restful hours of sleep to help you feel refreshed, recharged, and ready to start your day.
Lunesta helps you fall asleep quickly, so take it right before bed. Be sure you have at least 8 hours to devote to sleep before becoming active. Until you know how you'll react to Lunesta, you should not drive or operate machinery. Do not take Lunesta with alcohol. Call your doctor right away if after taking Lunesta you walk, drive, eat, or engage in other activities while asleep. In rare cases, severe allergic reactions can occur. Most sleep medicines carry some risk of dependency. Side effects may include unpleasant taste, headache, drowsiness, and dizziness. Ask your doctor whether a Lunesta night can help you have mornings like this. Lunesta, a great tomorrow starts tonight.
My doctor told me something I never knew. As we get older, our bodies become less able to absorb calcium. He recommended Citracal. It's a different kind of calcium, calcium citrate, with vitamin D for improved absorption to nourish your bones.
No one comes into our house and pushes us around. Whose house is this? Mucus's house!
When mucus huddles in your chest, the congestion doesn't quit.
Whose house? Mucus's house!
That's why there's Mucinex. Mucinex is specially made to break up mucus that causes congestion.
Not now! It's a blowout!
And only Mucinex lasts for 12 hours.
Can we play at your house?
Mucinex in, mucus out.
Tonight, right here on the Channel 4 News at 11 o'clock, big changes to the Golden Globes. The WGA strikes back what you will and will not see. Plus TV, the next generation, coming faster than you might think. And there 1 minute, gone the next, an expensive pet missing in a local dog show. Plus a chance of rain in the forecast coming up Channel 4 News at 11.
We mentioned this earlier. There's a new health study out tonight. 2 of them actually having to do with the sun. We've been told to stay out of it for the good of our skin, but there's new evidence it will do your heart good. An explanation tonight from our chief science correspondent, Robert Bazell.
Not long ago, scientists thought vitamin D, which the body gets when the sun strikes the skin or from food and supplements, mattered only for bone health. But today's study reveals a new, surprising, and far-reaching consequence of having low levels of vitamin D.
Having those low levels was associated with about a 60% excess risk of having a cardiovascular event, including a heart attack or stroke.
This is part of a new wave of research showing that vitamin D reduces risk from several major illnesses, including colon and breast cancer.
It's quite incredible when you think about it, but we now recognize that every cell and tissue in your body recognizes vitamin D, requires vitamin D to maximally function. And that's why vitamin D is so important.
Researchers studying heart disease found that only 10% of the people in their study have optimal levels of vitamin D in their bodies. The second study today concludes that because many people don't get enough vitamin D from food or supplements, more sunlight is the answer.
Sunlight is good for you. And it's not as dangerous as the goodness.
The danger, of course, is skin cancer. But more and more doctors and scientists are changing their minds, saying a moderate amount of sun exposure is a key to good health. Robert Bazell, NBC News, New York.
That's our broadcast for this Monday night. Thank you for being with us. I'm Brian Williams, reporting tonight from our election headquarters here in Manchester, New Hampshire. We hope to see you right back here tomorrow evening for nightly news, followed by our New Hampshire primary coverage. What a night it promises to be. From New Hampshire, good night.
Decision 2008. Can the winners in Iowa keep their momentum? Matt Lauer, live from the New Hampshire primaries. Tomorrow on Today on NBC.
Next, Britney kissing her paparazzo boyfriend. Plus, the real reason Dr. Phil ambushed Brit. Then to Nicole Kidman just confirmed she's pregnant. And Bill Gates, the new guitars for U2.
The 2008 Los Angeles Marathon. Be there Sunday, March 2nd.
In the name of the King, he will fight for vengeance. He will fight to save all he knows.
King called upon you to face death.
Jason Statham, Lily Sobieski. In the name of the King. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday.
Finding the balance between the foods you crave and better nutrition is now easy to spot because there's Eating Right exclusively at Bonds. A whole line of your favorite foods made a bit better for you, all without compromising flavor. With Eating Right, it's easy to spot what's in it or not. So you can eat how you want to, morning through night and all year long.
Give in to temptation, because now you've spotted the perfect balance between taste and nutrition. Eating right. Vons. Ingredients for life.